Becky Dahl is the president of the Career Education Cooperative. Becky, tell us what the Career Education Cooperative is and what it strives to do.
The Career Education Cooperative is a youth apprenticeship program where our schools and our businesses and our community come together to support youth so that they have experiences in our local careers with the goal of really hoping that they either stay or that they come back. It's really a way that we're taking a look at how to address our workforce shortage in rural Wisconsin.
Tell us about the schools that are involved in the Career Education
The
Cooperative.
schools are in southwest Wisconsin here, Kickapoo, Hillsboro, Ithaca, Riverdale, Richland Center, and Eagle.
You have learned that you need some help if you are going to follow through on your mission of helping facilities providing long-term care to our friends, neighbors, and families.
Yes, the healthcare piece of our work is very important because there's a healthcare worker crisis right now. And so the work that we're doing right now to get youth exposed to healthcare when they're seniors is just really important in how to address that. And once this was our first year of having students in healthcare, and what we discovered is that many of the students are not able to independently operate the patient lifts. So it has really caused a barrier for us as far as facilities taking on students. So many of our facilities are saying that they're going to wait until they're 18 or later on.
Jackie Carley is the executive director of Schmitt Woodland Hills and Richland Center. And you're a part of the Career Education Cooperative, an opportunity that you're pleased to be a part of, aren't you?
Absolutely. It's so exciting to be part of the Career Education Cooperative where we're moving forward with legislation that can really help the long-term care industry and help the students that we're working with.
You have talked to us so often as a community about the shortage of CNAs. It's one of the major issues you face in quality care, isn't it?
It is. There's a workforce shortage out there of CNAs. It's a crisis. It's not just a shortage anymore. It's a crisis, and it's something that we have to work hard to fix.
Young people, you're finding them that are willing to be and are capable of being great CNAs.
Yes, we are. We're working with the Career Education Co-op, and they are so wonderful. And we have, they had 11 students this last year, and we could only place 6. And you might ask, well, why would you only take 6 if you're so short on staff? Well, it's really a simple answer. With the Department of Labor regulations that restrict the use of patient lifts with students under the age of 18, it's very difficult. We can only have 1 CNA under the age of 18 on a floor on a shift because they need help with every lift that they do, and so we just couldn't possibly have more than 1.
It's important for us to note, isn't it, Jackie, that this really requires the cooperation of Schmitt Woodland Hills, the Career Education Cooperative, and well-trained, dedicated young people.
Absolutely. And the young people need us and we need them. They need the opportunity to come in and make a difference in the lives of our residents, and they do, and they find family here, and it's so important. And yes, the Career Education Co-op and Schmitt Woodland Hills and Bethel Home and all the other skilled nursing facilities and assisted livings even for that matter, they need our young people. And we don't want to deter our young people from coming into the health field. And I feel like that we're doing that with this restriction on the lifts because they're saying, well, I can't do my whole job, so why would I want to do it? And I'm afraid it's going to deter people from coming into the health field. And I don't want that to happen because we need each and every one of them.
You mentioned several different facilities. Are you all on the same page with this request?
Absolutely. Every single facility in Wisconsin, I can tell you, nationwide, this isn't just a Schmitt Woodland Hills issue or a Bethel Home issue. It is an issue statewide.
Cassidy, tell me about your experience working as a CNA at Bethel.
I love my job. I became a CNA so I could take care of people who really need help. And it brings me joy. I love what I do. One thing that I struggle with though is when I got my CNA I was only 17, so I couldn't operate any easy stands or any lifts. And a lot of my job is helping people get up out of bed and go to the bathroom and go back to bed. And a lot of them need stands and I couldn't do that. So I'd have a resident's parent, or not a resident's parent, a resident's daughter or son say, hey, my father needs to go to the bathroom, can you help me? And I'd have to say, no, I can't do my job. I can't help you, which is the whole reason I became a CNA, is to help people. So it was a struggle for me.
Morgan, tell me about your experience as a CNA here at Schmitt Woodland Hills.
I love my job here. It's part of my life, actually, and I mean, it's very pleasing. It's a great field to be in, but the hard part is when you have someone who has to go to the bathroom, you can't take them, they're incontinent, or they're just sitting there uncomfortable, and you feel bad for making them the uncomfortable person, and you don't want to be the one in that situation later in life, having to wait for someone to take you to the bathroom. So I feel it's very upsetting to me that I can't do my full job and have to tell a family, no, I can't take care of your parent because I'm not legal to do it. It's hard on the CNA and the resident.
For the resident who maybe has some memory issues, Morgan, was it difficult for them to understand how this young person who's trying to help them can't help them go to the bathroom?
Yes, that is very difficult for them to comprehend, that they have to wait, and then they bring up the risk of self-transferring because they have to go. They have it in their mind they can walk. And some of them forget that they need a little assistance, and not being able to assist them right away, we risk them falling and hurting themselves, which is really we don't want that at all.
Ardith Hansen is a resident here at Schmitt Woodland Hills, and she is flanked by two wonderful young people, Kolin and Morgan. Ardith, you enjoy the opportunity to have service from these young people, am I right?
You're right, yes I do.
How do they do their job? Do you see them coming with enthusiasm, and is it good when they come into your room?
They brighten my life, they brighten my room, both of them.
Do you find them to be competent in the work that they are doing as CNAs?
I feel that they are, 17-year-old, and Morgan just turned 18. Very competent, very mature. They're very knowledgeable, and they're very professional in what they do here for the residents.
Kolin, what led you to make the decision to be in the Career Education Co-op, and in particular in healthcare as a CNA?
I've just heard from a lot of friends that, it was a great opportunity to take, and actually the healthcare field, that's what I'm going into next year, so I felt that that was pretty suiting for my future.
Tell me about some of the other things you do, because they're not like healthcare, are they?
No, not at all. Baseball, basketball, football, all the sports at Ithaca, and then I also very heavily in showing cattle, and we do that all over the nation, and so that keeps us busy.
Do you find, like Morgan said, that developing relationships with residents is rewarding?
Oh, absolutely. That's how we can give back every day, brighten their days up and just make them feel comfortable and like they're at home. So.
Is it frustrating for you, a guy that comes off the farm and runs equipment, takes care of everything else, that you can't use the lift without the variance?
Yeah, it does. It just, you think you have the knowledge and you have the experience and you should be able to, and you can help assist, but you can't, actually do the whole entire thing. I just sometimes feel like I'm in the way more than because I have to go get somebody.
Hi Luke, I'm here to help you to the restroom today, okay?
Thank you.
Alright, can you just gently pick your feet up and set them on the black strips there?
How are you today, Luke?
I'm doing alright. How are you?
Good.
So Kolin, this is something that you learned to do in your CNA training through the
Yes.
Career Education Cooperative?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can you grab onto these black handlebars? Alright, now we're gonna assist you in standing up. Stand nice and tall for me. Okay, we're just gonna slowly sit down, Luke.
Good job.
Morgan, in this example, we have two CNAs. One doing what you were doing, Kolin really not able to do much. With the variance, does that mean that Kolin would have been able to do by himself what the two of you were doing, or what you can do by yourself as an 18-year-old?
Yes, that's exactly right. He'd be able to do it himself and not have to come and get me or take away from another resident. He'd be able to help Luke right when he needed it and not make him wait or get behind on his own schedule. So with the variance, I feel that we'd be more productive in our job. We'd be able to do our job quickly and more effectively and care for the residents the way they would want to be cared for immediately.
And Kolin, wouldn't it make you feel good when you came in and asked Luke, what can I do for you, that you actually could go and do it?
Absolutely. That would just save so much time and just so much hassle with getting someone else, and just make us a lot more efficient.
All right, go ahead when you're ready.
As you saw in this video, Morgan, our CNA at Schmitt Woodland Hills, who turned 18 just prior to shooting this video, did not suddenly become mature overnight, nor did she receive any additional training on how to do patient lift transfers. Clearly in this video, she was able and well trained to do the lift transfers independently. Even though there are only a few months difference between Kolin and Morgan and Luke, Morgan can use the lift independently and Kolin and Luke cannot. Does that really make any sense? In addition, while both Morgan and Kolin were helping one resident go to the bathroom, I can assure you there was another resident who needed to go at the same time. But the other resident had to wait to go to the bathroom because two CNAs were tied up, taking Kolin's resident to the bathroom because Kolin isn't allowed to use the lift independently. So this other resident is having to wait, and as you saw Luke say earlier in the video, elderly residents cannot wait to go to the bathroom for very long. Many times if they have to wait for too long, they will become incontinent of bowel or bladder. That is a terrible, terrible decrease in their quality of life. Is that what you would want for your relative if this other resident who had to wait was your relative? I think not, and I wouldn't want that for mine either. These residents are just that. They're not statistics, and they're not a person down the road. They're our relatives. They could be your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, or your grandpa. The DOL patient lift restrictions just do not make sense. You heard Kolin say that he's able to work on his parents' farm, driving a tractor, and operating other farm equipment. Those tasks are far more dangerous than using a patient lift, which is for safety. All four of the staff in the video have driver's license. They're able to drive on our city streets. That is far more dangerous than allowing them to use a patient lift independently for their own protection. So again, I must stress that patient lifts not only protect the resident during a transfer, but also the staff member who's performing the transfer. Why would we not want to protect our 17-year-olds and allow them to use a patient lift independently for their own safety? In the state of Wisconsin, long-term care and assisted living sector, there are an estimated 11,500 vacant caregiver positions. That is astronomical, and we cannot fill those positions. There are just not enough qualified people out there to fill them. These 17-year-old students who are qualified, they're qualified CNAs, could help fill that gap and fill some of these positions if only they could operate patient lifts independently. They're allowed to do every other task that they're trained to do as a CNA on their own, but they can't operate a patient lift independent. We cannot hire more 17-year-olds at Schmitt Woodland Hills or any other facility unless they can do that and be able to care for the residents on their own. Our elderly population deserve your support. Please, please support them.